Reality checks are one of the most important things needed to achieve regular lucid dreams. Reality checks are a way to test your reality and to see whether or not you are in a dream. By performing these frequently enough, they will start to appear in your dreams, and when they do, you will become instantly lucid. Welcome back to Explore Lucid Dreaming, and today we are going to be talking about the 5 best reality checks that you can do right now. In this video, I'm going to list some of the best reality checks according to books that I've read and from personal experience. Afterwards, I will give you some tips on how to use them to maximize your chances of having a lucid dream by making sure that you are using the checks correctly. Before we get into today's video, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. I post weekly lucid dreaming tutorials, techniques, and more, so if you want to master your ability to lucid dream, hit that subscribe button. My end goal is to get you to lucid dream every single night, and if that's what you're aiming for, then turn on notifications so that you know whenever a new lucid dreaming tutorial comes out. Number 1. Counting your fingers. Now, counting your fingers or looking at your hands in general is a great way to test whether or not you are dreaming. When you're in a dream and you count your fingers, you will usually have 6 fingers or 4 fingers, and your hands in the dream world often look different than in real life. So during the day, if you carefully inspect your hands, then eventually you will end up doing it in your dream, and you will notice that your hands do not look perfectly right. And as soon as you notice that, you will become lucid. Number 2. Pushing your finger through your hand. Again, this is another reality check which involves your hands, and this is one that I have achieved a lot of success in as well. Now, I actually use this alongside counting my fingers, and for me, that works perfectly fine. Now, to do this reality check, just take your finger and try to push it through the palm of your hand. If it goes through, you're in a dream, and if it does not go through, then you are not dreaming. Now, one thing about this is that sometimes when you are in the dream, this reality check will fail and your finger will not go through your hand. So again, I recommend doing at least 2 reality checks on this list, and we will get into that a little bit later in the video. Number 3. Reading text. Now, this reality check is also a very good way to test your brain in your dreams. Now, when you are in a dream and you read something like a clock or a poster, and then you look away and then you look back at it, it will often change, pretty much every single time actually. So when you are in the waking life and you want to perform a reality check, just read a sign or something, look away and then look back and think in your mind, if this thing changes, then I am in a lucid dream. Now, the only downside to this is that you do need text to actually look at. Now, this isn't really much of a problem if you wear a watch, because you can just check your watch and see if the numbers on it change. It is really hard for your brain to actually fake the numbers being correct, and if you look away and look back, there's a very good chance that this reality check will work almost every single time. So again, this is a great reality check, although it does require that you are around text most of your day so that you can actually do the check. Number 4. Plugging your nose and trying to breathe. Now, this is also a great reality test, and the reason that this reality check is so good is that it can hardly fail, because in your dream, your lungs are always breathing no matter what you do. There is nothing that you can do in your dream that will prevent you from physically breathing. So to do this reality check, just take your fingers and pinch your nose and then try to breathe in. Now, if you can breathe in through your nose, it means that you're in the dream world. Again, I've had success with this as well, although the only downside is that it's a little bit hard to do in public because you do have to pinch your nose, and people might think that you are weird. Although, it's a great reality check and a lot of people have success with it, and I really recommend it if nothing else works for you. And number 5, writing a mark on your hand or your wrist. Now, this is one of my favorite reality check methods, and this is what I do every single day. So what I do is I just write the letter A on my wrist, and whenever I want to perform a reality check, I just look at the letter, look away, and then look back at it. And if it changes, it means that I am in a dream. This is kind of similar to reality check number 3, reading text, because you are looking at text and then looking away and then looking back. So in a way, it's very similar, although some people classify it as its own reality check. I think that this is a very good reality check to do because you always will have the letter on your arm, and during your dream, you actually look at your arms a lot. So if you get used to having this letter on your arm in your waking life, you will start to see it a lot in your dream, and whenever you see the letter, you will think of whether or not you are dreaming, and you will do this reality check. Now, the only downside about this is that it may wash off in the shower. I've heard some people actually get tattoos that say, "Are you dreaming?" on their arm. I think that's a little bit extreme, but if it starts to wear away, I just recommend trying to write it back on your arm and doing it that way. Again, this is probably my favorite reality check just because it's so effective. Now, all of these reality checks that I've listed are the best methods that require minimal equipment and time. I'm actually going to list a bonus reality check, and that is critical thinking. And this requires absolutely nothing except your brain. So just in everyday situations, think whether or not you are in a dream and look around and try to look for things that seem out of place. Also try to think about where you are, why you are there, how you got there, and what your plan is. In your dream, these things are very fuzzy, and if you do this reality check every day, then you will get very, very good at distinguishing whether or not you're in a dream. Now, something that I read in a book, and it's a mistake that a lot of people make, is that when they do a reality check, they just look around and think, does this look real? Am I in a dream? There's no way, because everything just looks so real. And that is a big mistake, because in your dreams, the reality is so similar to real life that you can hardly tell the difference. So you don't want to be doing your reality checks based on, does this look real? But rather by testing yourself, like counting your fingers or putting your finger through your palm. And I will leave a link down below if you want to actually read that book for yourself. Alright, so now I'm going to be going through some simple tips on how to actually do these reality checks, because you might have the best reality check, but if you don't do it correctly, then it will be completely useless. Now, step number 1 is make sure that you pick 1 or 2 reality checks and perform them several times every single day. Like I said earlier, sometimes reality checks fail, so it's important to have a good backup just in case it does fail. Number 2. Now, this is probably one of the most important things about reality checks, and I cannot stress this enough. A lot of people wonder when to perform their reality check, and they usually just set a reminder for every hour to do their reality check and do it that way. And you don't want to do that. It might work for some people, and it did work for me in the start, but if you really want to achieve frequent lucid dreams, you don't want to be doing your reality checks every blank minutes. Instead, you want to be doing your reality checks whenever something happens. And the reason for that is that you want to associate something in the waking world with performing a reality check. And this is also why it's very important to keep a dream journal, because when you have a dream journal, you know what your dreams look like, and you know what you do often in your dreams. So for example, if you go to the bathroom all the time in your lucid dream, and I know some people do, then whenever you go to the bathroom in the real world, do a reality check, so that in your dream, when you go to the bathroom, you will think, am I dreaming? And you will do a reality check every time you go to the bathroom. It'll just become second nature, and it's way more effective than doing a reality check every hour or so. I actually have a video on dream journaling, and if you want to check it out, just click the link in the top corner of this video. And the final tip is to be mindful and focused when doing your reality check, and question whether or not you are dreaming. You want to believe that you are in a dream when you are doing these checks. You want to think, I'm in a dream, now I'm going to prove myself that I am not dreaming, and then do the reality check. And the reason for this is a lot of people, when they do their reality checks, they think, okay, am I dreaming? This is kind of a silly question. I know I'm in the real world, but I'm just going to see whether or not I'm dreaming. That is not a good thing to do. Instead, you want to say, alright, I think I am dreaming. There's a very good chance I'm dreaming. So I'm going to count my fingers to prove whether or not I am dreaming. And if I have 5 fingers, then I am not dreaming. Or something like that. You really want to test yourself and question yourself deeply whether or not you are dreaming. You don't want to prove that you are in a lucid dream, but rather you want to prove that you are in the waking world. So yeah, that's really about it about reality checks. That's kind of the basic coverage. If you want me to go in more depth, leave a comment down below and I will try to respond to it. My channel is still small, so I do respond to every single comment. But that's it for today's video. I hope you learned a thing or two about reality checks. If you want more videos about lucid dreaming, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to share your support. Also, feel free to leave a comment down below sharing your lucid dreaming experiences. And as always, if you have any suggestions for next week's video, don't hesitate to post it below. Oh, also, I have a really cool series planned called What Lucid Dreaming Looks Like. You may have seen the trailer already, but I'm just gonna point you to it if you haven't. Basically, I put together a bunch of clips to show what it's like to lucid dream. It's a really cool series, so make sure that you subscribe because I really don't want you to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.